Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm Michael Collins, and today I'm joined by head men's basketball coach Brady Bergeson. Coach, it's hard to believe that you're about to begin year number 2 here with the Wolves. A great year in year 1, 18 wins, very close to making the NCAA tournament. The downside moving into year 2, though, is you lost 5 or 6 seniors, and you have 10 newcomers coming in. Talk a little bit about how you see the team shaping up this year.
Well, the learning curve is steep. Right now, you said it, we've got 10 new players on the roster this year, and the 3 guys that we've got coming back with any playing experience at all at this level, they're all 4s and 5s are inside. 2 of them returning starters, and Colton Nelson and James Gehring. And then we've got Brandon Troxel, who had some significant minutes. After that, we've got no experience at this level. So it does take time. There's no replacement for experience. We all know that. And so there's going to be some time spent just with the learning curve and coming along and making some mistakes, and we're going to have to live with that, with some of that early on. Our perimeter is brand new, a bunch of new faces, number of freshmen, couple of transfers, and we've got some guys I'm really, really excited about. And again, it's just going to take a little time to fully get out of them what we can get out of them.
And you mentioned Colton. He's the returning senior captain this year for the Wolves and a preseason all-conference selection. Talk a little bit about his growth in the year and a half that you've been here.
Colton a year ago was in the process right now of dropping a lot of weight. He made a big life change a year ago from a dietary standpoint and a commitment to being a little healthier. And he's at a comfortable weight now. He's looking real good. One thing that I saw with Colton here over the past, I'd say 6 months, is he's really taken on that sort of senior leadership role, even more than I had expected. And I'm really proud of him for what he's done so far. And he's not the only one. The other seniors have, there's something about being a senior that at times, it drives guys to reach inside and expect a little bit more and do a little bit more, and they really are helping the younger guys along and trying to figure out this whole process. Colton sort of led the charge on that. He's been a tremendous vocal leader. He works very hard between the lines, and so he's got the respect of his teammates as well.
And you mentioned the guards completely turning over last year. Blair Whedon and Kyle Long and Jordan Freelander, all those guys are gone now. Who do you think will kind of fill in those roles moving forward?
Yeah, well, it could be a number of guys.
Right.
We've got we've got a number of guys. We've got a couple of transfers, 2 JC transfers. Well, actually, we've got 5 JC transfers. 4. Let's see. We've got Tyler Funk, who came in from Peninsula. He's a point guard, a very good player. We've got Rodney Webster, came out of Fresno City, one of the top programs out in the California area. We've got Taylor Pettiford, who's a wing, coming from Portland Community College up here, and then Drew Johnson, another point guard, really nice point guard out of Mount Hood Community College. We did sign a Division I transfer, Mirza Sabic, out of Kennesaw State, who's got a year left. And then we've got some fresh faces. We've got 2 guys that redshirted last year that have been with us, but obviously didn't get any playing experience. And Andy Avgi is an inside player, and Nate Carter, who's been a nice addition here so far in practice and the preseason stuff. He's done a really nice job. He's a guy who's laying out cones at 6 a.m. by himself and working on his ball handling and getting on the gun for extra shots all the time. And he's really been self-made, motivated. Really happy for him and the progress he's made. The freshmen that have come in, Devon Alexander's another guard out of Summit High School down in the Inland Empire area. And then we've got Connor Thompson, who's coming, is actually going to redshirt Glide High School, a 6'8" kid who's going to be a good big kid once he just continues to develop those skills. We've got Desmond Debris Turner out of the Tacoma area. And we've got Jordan Wiley and Jordan Schreiber, the 2 kids that we signed early last year, 2 6'5", 6'6" wings. And both doing a terrific job and just trying to find their place and their role within the team, as we all are right now. So that perimeter is sort of an ever-changing, ever-moving puzzle that we're trying to figure out.
And when you have that many newcomers, it's nice to have a slate full of home games, and this year happens to have a lot of home games on the schedule, hosting 2 non-conference tournaments, a couple other non-conference games here at home. Talk a little bit about how that could help with the development, playing this many home games instead of having to travel on the road.
Yeah, well, we did that on purpose. And we did try to get home a little bit more, knowing that we were going to be so brand new. And, you know, it's a really tough schedule, too. We got some very good teams coming in, and we're going to be challenged. But, you know, our hopes is that, you know, if we can get comfortable playing on a comfortable floor early on, that hopefully that helps expedite our development. And then ultimately, you've got to be able to go and compete and win games on the road as well. So we'll have some tests there. We'll be in, you know, the Capital City Classic, which is just over here in Salem, small road trip, 2 days over Thanksgiving break, and then we'll have a big game over at Utah State in December, right after finals, and that'll be what we hope will be sort of a segue into an introduction on the road and break us in a little bit, because life on the road in this conference is no joke.
Right, you talk about the conference, and it's a very talented conference with a lot of good teams. The defending national champion, Western Washington, isn't even picked to win the conference this year. Seattle Pacific is. You guys finished 4th in the conference last year. How do you kind of see the conference shaking out this year?
Well, you know, you could have probably picked 4 or 5 teams to win the conference and made a good argument for any of them. I could see it turning out any which way. You know, all I know is we've got our eyes set in the distance. I think the scope of this team is good. It's going to take us some time to get there. Western Washington, Central Washington, SPU, Alaska Anchorage, those 4 have been sort of the steadies. I think Montana State Billings is coming on. They had heavy turnover as well last year. But they've reloaded. They've got some very good players coming in. I think St. Martin's going to be better. I think everybody's going to be better. Simon Fraser, NNU, some good big young kids, a couple of guards. They can really shoot it. I mean, they're all top to bottom. It's going to be rough.
Well, thanks a lot. I mean, we're definitely looking forward to it. The season starts off this Thursday, November 1st, with an exhibition game against Northwest Christian. Come on out and get to see the new look Wolves. Thanks for joining us. For Brady Bergeson, I'm Michael Collins, and go Wolves.